Meg, Jesse Morrison, Devil's Digest, we talked on the phone when you were in high school, like, did it a while back. I don't know if you remember that. Just first off, are you okay from what you felt at the end? Looked like you were in pain a little bit.
Yeah, but I just got a double calf cramp. Someone fell on my knee too, so first time in about a year and a half where really anyone's come in contact with my knee, so I was just a little freaked out, a lot of emotions and excitement being back, and cramps are never fun, so, but my team, rallied around me, got me up, and got to celebrate a great W.
Dylan McLean, Cronkite Sports. Jaden, you had great plays on the defensive end. Can you just describe your mindset on that and how you try to make impact plays on that end?
I mean, my mindset is just always to be aggressive on offense and the defensive side. I know that I have to be a two-way player in order for us to just, be good, and I think we have a lot of players that do that. But today I was just going in calm and confident. Like I said, last year I didn't have the best confidence, but I think this year just trying to build it up and continue to do it.
Leading in WCSN, it seemed like the 3-point struggle in stopping them throughout the night was a large factor in this game. How was that difficulty throughout the night? How were you able to adjust?
Yeah, I mean, they had spurts where they were just hitting, banking threes in and just some crazy stuff. But, I mean, we just never, panicked. There was some moments where they was going up, but we just stayed together. We even take deep breaths on the court when we're in the huddle sometimes. So I think just sticking together and knowing that the game's not over, we still got a bunch of time left.
Jaden, you just looked really good out there tonight. Blocks and, just all around really good performance. Was this kind of what you were expecting? It's just like a complete leap from, what we've seen from you in the past.
I mean, yeah, it's junior season, so it's time to step up. Obviously lost a lot of people, but now we still have players that can score and all that, but I know I just have to continue to be a leader in order for the team to be good.
Brendan Mao, Cronkite News. Did it feel like a whole new team with you guys being out there compared to last year? Did it feel like you were in a brand new environment?
Yeah, the energy part, I mean, we're just always hype, honestly. I don't really see anybody get too down. Might give up a play or whatever, but I don't think anyone just shuts down, which is the biggest thing. We always stick together, always fight till there's 0 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hey, Jeff Metcalf. To have been out all last season, you waited this long to finally get out there. Just what was the emotional feeling for you? And then the series of plays at the end of the game with you getting the rebound there at the very end. Can you just kind of describe your emotions?
Just gratitude. This last year has been really meaningful for me, and it really made me recognize that we play sports for something a lot bigger than ourselves, and I'm just so grateful to be playing with Jaden, so grateful to be playing with all 13 of my teammates. Being a Sun Devil means a lot to me, so I'm just really happy to be here.
Jaden, you and Ty throughout the night were running through the point guard position. And how is that dynamic working with her and just the guard play as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to, have another point guard. And we even have Trey, too, so we honestly have 3 point guards on the floor at sometimes. But I just think it's nice that she can handle it, run the sets. And she was with Coach A, so she knows a little bit more. So she's also teaching us what they used to do and just helping us out.
Max at WCSN, there were many times during timeouts where Coach Adair was very much giving you guys, trying to calm you guys down in many moments, especially in the second half. What has her leadership especially meant, especially in those moments where you guys were trailing 4, 5, 6 points in the game?
I mean, it's just great. Her energy and mindset for the game, she just knows what it takes to win, and I think that she does a good job of keeping us calm, and, sometimes we need to get yelled at to get that energy going, and I think she does a good job of just balancing it out and helping us get the win tonight.
Yeah, she really cares about us, and she knows what to say when it counts. And tonight, she just coached a really good game.
For sure.
What do you guys see as the main thing that you need to get better at going forward from this game?
We're going to work on our transition D and rebounding, and we'll come back to next game better.
Yeah, we're playing ourselves into shape, and
exactly.
Scary sight for sure once we get there.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach. You can lead us off with an opening statement on that big win, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, I'll say that was fun, right? I think I just caught my breath. But super proud of this group. Opening night, brand new team, system, all of that. And we talked about coming out, we knew it was going to be new, right? We talked about just all of what they were feeling, all kinds of adrenaline, anxieties. And we said, you know what, today is not going to be perfect, but just work hard. Grit, toughness, effort, leave it all on the floor. And to finish this out, we had to get 3 stops. 3 stops on defense and get a key rebound to win the game. And as a coach, I'm going to take that all day. And obviously we'll go back and we'll talk about things where we can continue to grow. But this team, this new team, became closer today, grew together today. And you learn about your team, you learn about each other in the war. And we were in a battle today against a really good NAU team. And I'm super proud of how hard we played to get the win.
Coach, Jade, you just played fantastic
tonight. Jay Smooth, as we call her.
Just how big was she in this game?
She was huge. And when you think about it, she's the one with the most experience on this court. When you go up and down the roster, she's logged the most minutes. But that's who she is. She's steady. And she's been that way from day one. And she's a player a year ago that averaged 10 points a game. Tonight she got 22. And she can get more. But I just thought her poise down the stretch, key stops. Those 2 free throws, huge, right? We needed them. Then she went and tied up 50-50 ball. Then we made the switch and put her on number 1. And that was intentional. She's bigger, really long defensively. And who knew? She was our leading shot blocker tonight too. Some really good ones. But Jaden is very selfless, and she's not going to want you to talk a lot about her, but she leaves it all on the floor, and she leads by example. So very proud of her effort tonight.
As a fan of WCSN, describe Treasure Hunt's toughness tonight.
Oh, God. All of their toughness. I mean, she's tough by nature anyway. She got knocked down, got back up, got knocked down again, and got back up. But, again, just very strong. She's that versatile player. She can play inside and out. But I think they all were pretty tough tonight.
Coach Lee, at WCSN, before coming into this game, you knew that NAU was going to come out and shoot the ball, and that's exactly what they did.
They did.
How was it matching at that offensively and then also countering that defensively?
Well, I felt like we didn't contain penetration as much, so they were able to penetrate, and we collapsed, which we talked about, and that'll be something we go back and look at the film and really work on that. But I think down the stretch, where we had to get those stops, we were a little bit more disciplined on containing that bounce, which then we were able to arrive on the catch, and they didn't have those wide open shots. But again, we knew that if you left them open, they were going to knock it down. We knew that they were going to get those second chance opportunities. And so those are things we will continue to work on. But when it came down to winning plays to get the win, like I said, we got those three big stops and that key rebound by Meg.
Obviously, she's okay, Meg.
Yes.
But when she went down, just what were your thoughts?
Well, they signaled to me that she was okay right away before I even got to her. So I just went over to her, and I wish I could freeze frame just what was going on. It was just all of those happy emotions because Meg has worked so hard to get back. This was her first debut. And for it to be this way, a key rebound, she hustled. She's our energy. I think she had 11 rebounds tonight, and one of the biggest ones that she'll remember for the rest of her time. But it was just that moment where I looked down at her and told her how proud I was of her, how proud we were, just because we say finish the game exhausted, leave it all on the court, and she was definitely the example of that tonight.
Coach, Brendan now, Hawkeye News. How have you seen Jaden evolve in the offseason? Because she said she came out today with a lot more confidence than she had in the prior season. So how have you seen her evolving?
I think just, in my initial conversation of her and watching film on her before I even got here, I just talked to her about how special she is as a person and as a player and as one of the leaders on this team. So just telling her she has the green light. And I trust her with the ball in her hands. She has a very high basketball IQ. And, I said it's her turn. And so just, I think, giving her that green light, giving her that permission. But she gets that every day from her teammates. We do this thing where we brag on one another, and it's not a day that goes by that she doesn't hear from her sisters talk about how important she is to the team. And a lot of it is just with her work ethic and just how she's just that teammate that knows how to make everyone better around her. And in turn, she just showed it beautifully tonight.
How much does it mean to you just to win this first game?
It's huge. And to me, obviously, as the coach, but I think it's more for our team. Because I'm sure there was just so much on the game, just this new team, new era, just all of what was going on kind of just around them. And so I think now they can take a deep breath and say, you know what, we did it together, and let's go do it again.
In a close game like this, obviously free throws are going to play a huge factor.
Mm-hmm.
You did tonight. NAU shot 46%, you guys shot 72% from the line. What have you guys been working on to be efficient and to have that game-changing factor?
We shoot a whole lot of free throws. There's not a practice that goes by. We have all different types of pressure situations on free throws. We do this drill called Win the Game at the end of every practice where, you make one, you get the point. That if you miss, the other team gets the point, and we call it Win the Game. And so as she's walking up to the free throw line, you hear her teammates say, win the game, win the game. So it's a point of reference because it's something that we work on every day.
Coach Dylan McPhee, Cronkite Sports. Ty didn't have the greatest shooting night tonight, but she still made impact in other areas of the game. Can you describe what you like from her tonight?
I felt like, she was pressing a little bit, honestly, but again, she made some big plays. And I think she had a really tough defensive assignment tonight, and I thought she did pretty good in that. But I think this was new for her too, and so I think she wanted to have a good showing and realizing she didn't have to put the weight of the world on her shoulders. But I think it was just an opportunity for her too, in her debut, to just know that to her right and to her left, she has warriors with her.
With so many new changing factors coming into this game, one constant for you was at least Ty being the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
How is her leadership tonight being able to manage the craziness?
You saw her kind of settle the crowd. Settle the team. You saw her talking to them at one point. I don't know if you saw them kind of just take a deep breath and just get them back to center. I mean, she knows in the game situations, she's been in these moments. She's been in close games. But what I thought, just listening to her in the huddles and listening to her just settle everyone down but also hype them up in other ways and give them those kind of words of encouragement throughout. She's a winner. She's a champion. So she knows what it takes. And so I look at this group and today, after this game, just watching how we came together, we grew within the game. And, she's just a phenomenal leader, and she showed that tonight.
Defense from beyond the arc was definitely a struggle tonight, especially in the second half. They were trying to pull away at some points. How are you guys going to try to apply that in practice going into next game?
Well, again, we'll go back and watch film, no different than any game. And there are things that we'll have to do, obviously staying down on our closeouts, and that's just being disciplined. We don't want to obviously give those wide open threes, but we know how they happened. And so it wasn't even really an offensive set that caused them. It was just us being just not as focused as we needed to be on our closeouts. And so those are things that we'll work on. Good old shell will come back, defensive shell in practice. But, we'll learn so much as we prepare for our next opponent. But the other thing, too, is, we'll also show them what we did well to win.
Coach, you said at halftime that you wanted to make rebounding a point of emphasis in the second half. How do you feel you guys did in that second half?
Well, we got out-rebounded. But I felt like the rebound that was most important was the one that got to win the game. So, again, first game, first time out with this group, there's so much to go back and watch and build on. But all of the plays that we can go back and look at are controllable. And so these are things that we can go back and say, hey, if we do this, then this is what's going to happen. And so they knew throughout the game, but they never stopped and they never quit. And that's what I'm proud of. But we will go back and look at some of those areas and make sure we're better the next time we play.
Is there anything you can say at all about where Besselink and Wiggins are at?
Right now, they're just in the process of, healing and recovering in their daily rehab.